And good morning at 7:04 on this Wednesday, April 27th. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. Wonderful Wednesday, if you like a little frost in the morning. But we welcome you to our program and our, of course, on the air for Cedarstone Bank of Lebanon, Mount Juliet and Donaldson, Simple Banking, Simply Better. Robert McDonald is here this morning. Good morning.
Coleman, good morning.
It is nice to see you, and you're here to talk about the bank, of course, but you and your father do it a little bit differently. You're not exactly carbon copies of each other, are you?
I would not say
Although
exactly.
I think you are a chip off the old block. There's been a history of banking in your family. Your grandfather, Willie McDonald, and he finally retired, but he still comes to see you every once in a while.
We saw him yesterday, Coleman. I think he comes in to make sure the bank doors are still open. We'll see how it's checking in on us. But saw him yesterday, Coleman. He came in and visited for about an hour. Of course, he sees some old friends and colleagues and customers, which he loves. And he turned 90 on March the 27th. So he had a big birthday that we celebrated with him, but he retired after 70 years in banking, Coleman, which is just hard to imagine. 54 of those years at Third National, which is now SunTrust and then Truist, but had a storied career. There's no doubt about that.
And you have followed not only in his footsteps, but that of your father, Bob.
That's exactly right.
I think you're probably a little bit more like Willie than Bob is, but I don't know whether I should say that on the air or not.
I think Bob would probably agree with you about that. I think it's okay to say on the air.
Well, what's the word from Donaldson this morning?
Donaldson drove up there. It was a beautiful drive today, a little chilly, but Donaldson's doing great. Coleman, of course, it's hard to believe that August of this year will mark our, I guess, close to 6th or 7th anniversary at that new location, which is, it seems like we just moved in there from the old Gideon's building, but we've grown tremendously there, as you know, just so much more visible now at the intersection of Donaldson Pike and Lebanon Pike than we were at the old location. And we're growing. The community's grown. That Donaldson community has really grown over the past couple of years, which be only being about 7 to 8 miles from 2nd Avenue downtown. That growth from that downtown has experienced just naturally has followed out to where we are, and also Mount Juliet and Lebanon. So the Donaldson area is doing great and growing, and the bank is doing well down there.
Well, I think you have a special relationship in Donaldson, I know, with the high school there and with other things, with the home of Andrew Jackson, the Hermitage.
That's right. So with all this time of year, Coleman, it's always great. There's events, being outdoors and doing things for the end of the school season. So all the local schools in Donaldson Middle, Two Rivers Middle, Holy Rosary Academy, and McGavick High School, as you know, that we're very involved with them. And so at our next month's chamber luncheon, we're able to sponsor tables for all these schools that celebrate the Teacher of the Year and also the Student of the Year, that their parents and guests, they'll bring their parents and grandparents, and they're honored, and the bank is such a proud sponsor of that event and for those schools.
Well, interest rates are still very attractive,
They are.
although they may be have been heading up a little bit. But I think we've kind of established this more than once, that we know they're not going to forever stay historically low. They're going to move up,
That's
not
right.
go down. And if you need to borrow money, you might want to go ahead and think about it now.
And think about it, but of course, as we've talked about over the years, Coleman, interest rates have been so low for so long, and people have kind of got used to that. And so even the thought of increasing a couple basis points can scare a few folks, but it's still very low. I think May the 4th, they meet again to talk about potentially increasing those. And as we said a few months ago, we were expecting maybe 3 to 4 throughout the year. And if that happens, we'll respond accordingly. But fortunately, with a bank like Cedarstone, more locally involved, we can kind of dictate how we want to structure certain things for customers. So, but now would be a good time if you're in the market to borrow to come by and see us.
Like I always like to say, you have money to lend. You can get your loan at Cedarstone.
Get your loan at Cedarstone. That's what a great marketing ploy. That's right.
But one of the other things that you've done, and we haven't talked as much about the success of it, but I can't help but think your free checking accounts have been very attractive to the people.
Very
in Donaldson,
attractive. Totally free checking, and our free checking account, Coleman, is mobile deposit. You can use your ATM anywhere in the world. Bob likes to call us a global institution by doing so. So you can access your money at any banking location. And normally that foreign ATM charge can be upwards of $5 at this point in time, and that's reimbursed. So it's totally free, no minimum balance requirement. It's a great account and a great way to get your relationship started at Cedarstone.
And it's really easy to open that account. I think you've got that about as easy as it can be.
Easy as it can be. In
Yeah.
just a couple of minutes, we can get that opened up for you and get you on your way.
Get that relationship established, and then if you need to borrow some money, it's probably going to be easier for you to say yes.
It's always great to know your banker and know your bank, and so when we know you, it's easier to have that dialogue and that discussion to figure out your borrowing needs. So it's a great way to get that relationship started.
Well, Robert, I didn't give your title when I introduced you, but on your card here it says Vice President Relationship Manager. I can't think of a better title for you.
Well, thank you, Coleman.
Unless maybe be president later on.
That's right. We'll talk to Bob about that.
Well, all right. Thanks for being with us today.
Coleman, it's always a pleasure. Thank you.
Cedarstone Bank, Lebanon, Mount Juliet, Donaldson, simple banking, simply better. We are 10 and a half minutes after the hour, and this morning my guest is here live in studio, and it is my pleasure to introduce Karen Rudzinski, who is in charge of the Wilson County Community Help Center, director, I think. But good morning.
Good morning.
What is the title? Is it director?
Executive director.
Executive
Yes.
director. All right. Well, you're here to talk about an event that's coming up and to clue everybody in, if they don't already know, about what's going on there on what's that, West High Street?
Yes.
Most people call it the Badua Parkway, if they know how to say Badua.
That's right.
That section of Badua Parkway is actually High Street, though. High Street was there before we ever had a Badua Parkway. I've been around. I remember. But anyway, it is nice to see you, and I hope things are going well. The spring, of course, has been with us for a while. I'm sure it's a busy time at the Help Center.
It is a busy time. People are doing their spring cleaning and purging closets right now. Just kind of weeding out those items that they don't need. And we have been benefiting from that as far as donations are concerned.
Well, we can't, I don't think we can ever stress that enough. Now, you may get stressed out sometimes with all the donations that you have, but if you didn't have the monetary donations are wonderful, but people who have clothing and other items that they're through with that somebody else can use, a world of people have been helped because of their generosity.
Absolutely, yes. We have so many different items that come in every day, and it's really hard to keep up with. So our items go out all the way through the day. So we're as soon as they come through, they're getting processed and priced and out on the floor.
Well, you have to have, I guess, kind of a special team of people who are accustomed to that and the rush time and getting things out so they don't stay there long.
Right. It is a process to try to get everything through and out. And no, it doesn't stay there very long at all. We have people who come in 2 and 3, 4 times a day looking for items. So. And we are now posting items on our Facebook, so on Facebook and Instagram. So I try to highlight items, new arrivals that come in every day.
Okay, well, that's good. Well, I know we want to talk about the Ducky Derby because it's upon us, and we want to get some of that in before we go to our 7:15 break.
Yes. Our Ducky Derby event is going to be on May 7th. It's at 5 p.m. It's going to be at LP and Denise Moore's home again. But the ducks you can purchase for $10, and you have a chance to win up to $10,000. We'll give out.
Just when you say up to, that depends on how many actually are sold.
Right. It depends on how many are sold. So 20% will go to the first person, 10% will go to the second, and 5% will go to the third of what we sell.
So 3 people can profit tremendously.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And then at the event, we actually have a derby hat contest, and you can benefit from that as well for second and third place.
Well, do you have a limit, a maximum tickets that you can sell? Or?
5,000 as
Okay.
far as, that's the limit that we have.
You
So we
haven't-
have 5,000 ducks,
Okay.
rubber ducks, yes.
You haven't sold 5,000 yet,
We have not sold 5,000 yet.
but you are approaching.
We
I'll
sold
bet.
3,700 last year.
Okay.
And so that was our goal, was to surpass that this year.
But there's still time, and that's another reason for you to be out here this morning
Yes,
to let
it's still
everybody know.
time. The duck tickets are $10 each. You do not have a limit as far as how many you can purchase. And you can buy those from us at the center, or you can go online and get those as well at wilsoncountyhelpcenter.org.
Well, it would be nice to surpass last year's total. If you could
Definitely.
reach 4,000, would be nice, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would be
Of course.
really nice, really nice. That's our goal, is to
And,
surpass
of
last
course,
year.
the sale of the ducks is part of this, but there are other things that are going on too, and especially on the night over at the Morehouse.
Yes, at that night, it starts at 5 p.m. and we will have food from Sammy B's. We're going to have the Sweet and Three band, which they were great last year. They're back again. And then we'll have
Rusty Sweeten is one of those, right?
Yes,
Yes, okay.
exactly. And we will have a silent and a live auction as well.
Yeah. All right. Well, you've got it all down. It's just a matter of it happening and making all the money you can for the Wilson County Community Help Center.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, Karen, let's take a break right here, and more coming up on Coleman and Company FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. It's now 7:15. This update brought to you by our friends at Bates Ford, and they've got the lifetime brake pad guarantee. With the purchase of a brake service, replacement brake pads will be provided at no cost for as long as the customer owns the vehicle. Bates Ford, 1673 West Main. Now in traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. Traffic's limpid along on 65 southbound right now, trying to get past Briley Parkway on a car fire. Traffic's building pretty good, 24 up through the Hickory Hollow area. Steady flow of traffic trying to get out of Wilson County on I-40, headed towards Hermitage into Nashville. Lots of radar out here this morning. Give yourself extra time. If you're injured in an accident, you're going to need a good attorney. That should be Tillman W. Payne, attorney at law. Check him out at tillmanwpaynelaw.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
This is Vincent Lenning from Burdine Supply, locally owned and operated for over 40 years. We provide residential and commercial plumbing and electrical supplies. We are located on Highway 70, just west of Highway 109. My staff and I are available to assist you with any project you may have. Conveniently located at 6966 Lebanon Road, Mount Juliet, Tennessee, quarter mile west of Highway 109. Call us today, 453-9222, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Burdine Supply.
Gregory Dental Group in Lebanon is a family dental practice located across from Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital. They offer cosmetic procedures, dental implant services, and now featuring new digital dentures. Premium dentures in just 2 appointments. No insurance, no problem. Call about our discount plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Derek Gregory. In my office, you can count on a compassionate staff who will truly listen to you, take the time to get to know you, and discuss your personal needs. I look forward to meeting you.
Gregory Dental Group, 444-0322, West Medora Parkway across from Gibbs Pharmacy.
It's time for a change in Wilson County. I'm Philip Warren, and I'm running for county mayor to provide a fresh perspective, proactive ideas, and lead with integrity. I believe in term limits from the courthouse to Congress. After 12 years, it's time for new leadership. I will lead as mayor as I've led in the past, with a focused vision and the goal of making government serve the citizens of Wilson County. Proven Republican, proven leadership. I'm Philip Warren, and I approve this message.
Designer Carpets in Lebanon is your headquarters for flooring such as carpet, hardwood, laminate, vinyl, and tile from all of the major manufacturers. Designer Carpets installs luxury waterproof vinyl planks and tiles. They also do custom shower installations, backsplashes, and tub surrounds. Estimates are free and financing is available. Call Johnny or Rex at 453-3000. In business for 24 years at 1010 West Main, or visit designercarpetsoflebanon.com.
Hello, Wilson County. I am Larney Lassiter, candidate for county trustee. I was born and raised in Wilson County, and my dad always taught me to have a strong work ethic. For the past 36 years, I have been your hometown first responder. We need someone as trustee who will provide moral and ethical values, quality leadership, and a willingness to work hard. It would be an honor to serve as your trustee. Please vote Larney Lassiter in the May 3rd primary, paid for by a committee to elect Larney Lassiter.
Coleman and Company, it is a Wednesday morning, and we think it's going to be a wonderful Wednesday, and hope it is all better for you. Karen Rudzinski is with us this morning, Executive Director of Wilson County Community Help Center, and I hope that name rings a bell with a lot of our listeners. That entity, the center, has been here for a long time, had some different locations, but the idea behind it, I think, has been pretty much the same from the beginning. And it used to be that some people would sort of play the system, go from one church to another, and maybe get more than their share. And the churches got together and came up with this idea. And Karen, you've heard the story. I know you know it well, but really it does work. A lot of people are helped. Other people have an opportunity to get rid of things that they don't need anymore that have some value to them.
Right.
Plus, it's an opportunity if you are so inclined and can be a little benevolent to make some donations and buy a duck or two for the Ducky Derby.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So they're still on sale, and you can come by the Help Center and
Yes,
buy.
we have them at the Help Center. You can drop by there and pick them up, and then you can go online as well at wilsoncountyhelpcenter.org.
So whichever way you'd like to do, but buy one or two, or if you can, buy a few or buy several. It would be wonderful to sell all 5,000. That's a lofty goal, but 37 more than 3,700 last year, and you're hoping to exceed that this time.
That's a lot of ducks in a pool.
and there's still plenty of time, because this is the second Saturday in May. Well, what's the date?
May 7th.
Okay. That'd be the first Saturday.
First Saturday.
All right. Okay. But it's what's that? A week from Saturday then.
A week from Saturday.
So you've
yeah.
got a little over a week here.
We'll be selling them up to the event that day.
Okay. All right, but other ways you can participate. What about the party now? Is that you get a ticket to go to that?
Yes, the tickets are $50 for the party.
They're not sold out yet.
We are right at being sold out right now.
Well,
Yes.
that has, and I haven't attended. I have contributed to your cause over the years a little bit, but that's one of the things I haven't done. But I've heard some really good things about it. And you were talking about Rusty Sweeten and his band going to play, and the Mowers know how to throw a party too, right?
They definitely do. It was a great time last year. Last year was like, we were one of the first events kind of outside that gate of COVID. We were one of the first and so people were excited to be out and be gathered again. But the weather looks like it's going to be great so far on that day. And it is outside, and we expect to have a really good crowd and a good time.
Well, and of course, the money that's derived from this fundraiser, which is sort of a two-part thing, isn't it? The Ducky Derby and the party,
right,
with the auctions and so on. And but outside of that, you get a goodly amount of money to help you run the place.
Yes, we do.
This is your main fundraiser.
This is our main fundraiser, yes. We receive funds from churches and from individuals and organizations. We do have some grants as well, but this is the main fundraiser for us, the special event that we have each year.
Well, while you're here, you do employ several people to help keep the doors open and things running smoothly and so on. And I was asking you during the break if you're looking for anybody, and you said you could use a couple of employees, I believe.
Yes, we have 2 positions open right now, a clothing coordinator position and a receiver position. So the receiver is the one who actually helps take those donations when somebody comes to drop those off and get those processed and into the space. And then a clothing coordinator is one who actually processes the clothing as it comes through.
Well, now, is this a 40-hour-a-week?
It is.
Yeah.
Yes, they're both full-time positions.
What, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5?
Monday through Friday, and then every other Saturday.
Oh, okay.
9 to 5.
No, okay. All right. Well, you're looking for 2, so if you're looking for work or even interested in changing, Karen would be glad to talk to you.
Absolutely, I would.
What else you got for us this morning? Anything else that's pushing right now?
Nothing really that's pushing at this point. Like I said, this is a busy time of year for us, and we love it. We get excited when we see so many items come in and be able to be pushed out every day. It's great to see a full store. It really is, to see people in and out all day long and getting really great bargains. They really are.
Well, do you have some people sometimes that you help monetarily, maybe with the utility bills or other things when they're kind of down and out?
Yes, we do. You can visit our help desk from 9 until 3, Monday through Friday, for assistance with food, clothing, utility assistance, prescriptions. We even help with insure for elderly and cancer patients.
So we could describe this as a multifaceted operation that you have
It
here.
is.
Everybody's needs aren't the same, and you can't meet every need of everybody, but I guess you can meet some needs of nearly everybody.
We do, and then we try to partner with other organizations as well. So if we identify a need that we can't provide, we try to put them in touch with another resource as well.
Well, the location where you are, you've been there for quite some time, and I think most people are familiar, unless they're new to the area, with that was once a furniture store, but that was a long time ago.
Yes.
And I think it has really worked well for you. And of course, you have the covering in the back where you load and unload, mostly unload. I think people's bringing their donations, and that has really helped, because if it's inclement weather, if it's raining or bad weather, you can pull under there and stay dry while you get taken care of.
Yes, definitely. And it's great to have receivers out there who can help unload those items when you commit. In most cases, you don't even have to get out of your car if you're dropping off. You just drive through.
Well, keep all of this in mind, but I think even more, if you can, most of our listeners can spare $10 for a duck.
Yeah, $10 for a duck for a chance to win up to $10,000. That's pretty good.
That really is, and it'd be okay if you buy a couple of them. That'll double
Yeah, a
your
couple
chance.
hundred even.
How is this actually done? Now, once upon a time, if we go back just a little ways, these ducks were, as I understand it, dumped in the Cumberland River just below the bridge at Hunter's Point, and somebody was downstream, and the first one that got to them was the big winner.
Yes,
and that's
so
before
it was
your
like
time.
the first, second, and third that crossed the line there, and then the last duck actually got paid out as well. So we decided last year to add a party to it where people could actually come and, see what happens. So we don't necessarily have a duck race now, but all the ducks, the rubber ducks, that is, I always make sure I say rubber ducks because some people do ask and wonder whether they're real ducks or not. So no ducks are harmed. So they are all in the pool that evening, and we have a celebrity who will be with us to help actually fish out the ducks. So we use a net with those, and we pull out each one of those ducks. So first it'll be third, and then second, and then first place.
All right, so that's how you do it now.
We
A
do.
little bit differently, but that swimming pool's got to look funny with all those rubber ducks.
We had some great pictures.
3,700 in there last
we got
year.
some great pictures last year of all those ducks in that pool. It filled the pool, so.
Well, are they numbered?
They are numbered,
Okay,
yes. Each
so-
one of the ducks are numbered, so when you get a ticket, the number that you have corresponds with a duck.
Right. There's a number on your ticket that matches the number on a duck.
Matches the number on the
Okay.
duck, yes. And that evening, even if you buy more ducks when you arrive, so say you've already purchased one or two, but you're there for the evening, you do not have to be present to win. Just want to make sure I make that clear. So we will get in touch with you if you've won. But you can actually pick out the duck that you want to put and take it and put it in the pool that evening. So the others will be dumped in during that day when we set up. But yeah, you can actually choose your duck and put it in the pool.
Well, it's like any kind of drawing or there's just some excitement and a little Well, a little enthusiasm, excitement that goes along this. You're waiting to see.
Absolutely.
I mean, you're actually 3 out of maybe 4,000.
Yeah, exactly.
The odds aren't great, but somebody's going to win. And the more ducks you buy, the better your chances, obviously.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's nice to have you here. We're in our last minute here this morning, but things are going well. You are helping people. You're getting a lot of help, and this fundraiser here is a big thing to keep the doors open, right?
Yes, it is.
Well, anything before you go this morning? Just keep in mind these you still got plenty of ducks to sell.
We still have plenty of ducks to sell, and you can come by the center and pick up your ducks. If you need us to bring it to you, I'm happy to do that as well. But you can go online as well and purchase those and receive your numbers right away at wilsoncountyhelpcenter.org.
WilsonCountyHelpCenter.org. Well, Karen Rudzinski, thanks so much for being with us today. Hope that you do really great, and you've already you're already close to last year, and you've got over a week to exceed that, and we certainly hope you can make that and provide a lot more money to carry on what you're doing there at the Wilson County Community Help Center.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for being with us. That is part one of Coleman and Company. Hope you'll keep here for more. FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. Want to thank our friends at Beats Ford, and they've got the Works Vehicle Checkup. They'll make sure your vehicle is ready for any road. It's $49.95, up to 5 quarts of oil, tax and disposal. Tire rotation, safety check 2, 1673 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
I was moving a stalled vehicle 40 eastbound ramp to 65 south right at the South Loop. I was still moving a wreck at OHV right at I-65 in Madison. It did have some injuries. It's pretty busy down through there now on 65 south at Trinity Lane. Watch your speed. I-40 coming through Kingston Springs. All that traffic coming out of Hickman County. Gatlinburg Wine Cellar is home of the world-famous cotton candy wine. Log on to GatlinburgWineCellar.com. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on-time traffic.
This is Coach Rondo Hutto to many of you and your Wilson County Republican Mayor to the rest. Leadership is important, and we believe our track record speaks for itself. There's a reason why everyone wishes to call Wilson County home. By leading with conservative values, we have incredible schools, safe neighborhoods, some of the lowest taxes, and one of the best fiscally managed counties in Tennessee. To keep Wilson County great, we humbly ask for your vote in the Wilson County Republican primary. Early voting runs from April 13th through the 28th, and Election Day is on May 3rd. Paid for by committee to elect Rondo Hutto Mayor.
This is Philip Etherly with Absolute Rental and Supply. Whether it's cleaning, painting, remodeling, or simply getting better organized, we have the tools and equipment to get the job done. Scaffolding, paint sprayers, ladders, power saws, portable heaters, temporary lighting, generators, hardwood floor staplers, from wallpaper steamers to bulldozers, Absolute Rental has what you need. Call 615-443-RENT. Absolute Rental and Supply. We have what you need.
This is Ray Edwards with Powell & Meadows Insurance Agency. For your home, auto, life, and health insurance, Powell & Meadows can assist you with a plan that's right for you at a price you can afford. We also provide business insurance, including commercial property, general liability, business auto, and workers' compensation, tailor-made for your company. With locations in Lebanon, Carthage, and Lafayette, Powell & Meadows Insurance Agency can start saving you money today. Call 444-7000.
This is Kenneth Hackett, and I am running for Circuit Court Clerk. I served with the Tennessee Highway Patrol for 33 years and retired with more time in Wilson County than any trooper in the history of THP. I have worked with the court system 33 years and have a working relationship with all law enforcement agencies. I have proven that I am a dedicated public servant, that I have integrity, and I am a trusted leader. I am asking for your vote on May 3rd or during early voting. Paid for by the committee to elect Kenneth Hackett for Circuit Court Clerk.
What is your passion? How can you use that passion to enrich your community? Hi, this is Melanie Minter, President and CEO of the Lebanon-Wilson County Chamber of Commerce. Your chamber is the resource for making connections to fulfill your passion. Whether education, nonprofit, agriculture, entertainment, or government relations, Wilson County offers a place for you to be involved. Your chamber connects businesses, individuals, and your passion to the community. We have an enthusiasm for excellence. Join us and catch the spirit. Call or visit our office at 149 Public Square in Lebanon.
A sunny and mild day in store for us today. Look for a high of 70 degrees with a light breeze. Partly cloudy overnight with a low of 44 degrees. Thursday, we will be in the mid-70s before a chance of rain moves in Friday afternoon. This weather forecast is brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty, professional auction and real estate services. Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com. They know auctions. That's a look at your forecast. I'm number one Ned.
We welcome you to part 2 of Coleman and Company here on a Wednesday morning. Philip Etherly joins us as he does each Wednesday at this time. Good morning.
Good morning, Coleman.
And you're wearing a jacket this morning.
It was a little cool. We were talking about it earlier, a little frost on the pumpkin this morning. So
I think this is locust winter.
yeah, it must be.
The locusts are blooming, so it's cool. It's got to be locust winter.
Yeah, I don't know.
It is. Trust me.
By noon, the jackets will be off and everybody will be full at work.
Well, of course, Philip Etherly owns and operates Absolute Rental and Supply. It's located at 1325 West Main in Lebanon. He's been doing that for 20 years, and it'll be 21 in 2
June.
months in June, 21 in June. And, of course, as if you listen every Wednesday, you know we give out that phone number a lot. That's the way to contact him, 615-443-RENT. Well, how's it going right now?
We're extremely busy. Things are picking up, drying up. So, we have a lot of our dirt moving, earth moving equipment kind of going in and out. So that's a good thing. And also, right now everybody's in their spring cleaning mode. So everybody's kind of trying to freshen up their landscapes, make their lawns look good. And a lot of pressure washer business going on right now. So we're very blessed.
And as you always say, we have what you need.
Yeah, from wallpaper steamers to bulldozers, we have what you need.
But these things that you're talking about here, the pressure washers, and everybody doesn't even want to own a pressure washer probably, but they can rent it from you and get the job done. And, of course, every once in a while you do have something you'll sell them if they really want to buy, but you've even slowed down doing that here lately.
Yeah, we've been forced to do that because you can't get product back to be able to rent. I don't want to sell something and then not have it available to rent. But maybe the supply chain will catch up and we'll get all back to normal.
But and it's such a seasonal thing with you too, and which means you're not renting the same stuff day in and day out. It changes as the season changes.
It really does. With the homeowners and small general contractors, there's certain times of years that everybody has their project they need to get done. And so that keeps it fresh for us. We're not doing the same thing every day. We're working on different products all the time. So
it makes it a little more exciting.
It is a little more exciting, a little more of a, you kind of get a rush situation going on. And then once you get that rush taken care of, you move to the next season, you move right to the other.
Ladder's a big thing this time of year.
Yep, ladders are people are getting, like I say, doing painting. Of course, we have all types of aerial lifts, from scissor lifts to towable lifts to up to 60-foot boom lifts. So those are popular right now. I know the boom lifts especially have been going in and out a lot the last week. And so that's, any type of deal. As always, we encourage people to give us a call. If you have a project coming up, give us a call. Let us know what you're trying to do. We'll try to make sure you get the right piece of equipment to be able to do your job the most efficient manner.
And when you call 615-443-RENT, just expect to be ask a question or two to make sure you get fitted right for the job you want to do.
That's right. And we really do. We want to make sure our equipment's being used in the proper manner, and we want to make sure you're getting your job done in the most efficient way.
And to get it in the most efficient way, you got to have the right piece of equipment.
That's right.
And sometimes you may think you need something, and Philip says, "No, this is the one you need."
And that happens quite often. Yeah. So,
but for everybody's good. And those questions are good questions. You're not being intimidating. You're just trying to help them do the job better.
That's exactly right.
So, you've got a lot going for you there. We might mention your hours this morning.
Yeah, right now we're on our summer hours, so we're open from 7 to 6 Monday through Friday and 7 to 4 on Saturdays. I do want to mention, we also offer delivery. That's a big part of our business, and it seems like a very big asset to our business. Helps out a lot. So just give us a call. If you see you're going to need something on the weekend, give us a call maybe 2 or 3 days in advance. We'll be glad to make a reservation for you, and we'll get you set up.
And if you're wondering about all the different things from wallpaper steamers to bulldozers, go to absoluterental.com.
That's correct.
And see the entire inventory there. And then make your phone call, 615-443-RENT, and reserve it, and everybody's going to be happy.
Sounds great.
All right. Well, have a good one. We'll see you next Wednesday.
All right. Thank you, Coleman.
Philip Etherly, Absolute Rental and Supply, 1325 West Main. And again, that phone number is 615-443-RENT. We're 21 before the hour, and this morning, I'm not sure who to introduce first, but since it's been longer since I've seen him, I'm going to introduce Judd Sellers. Judd, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Coleman.
It is nice to see you today. And Scott Moore is with us. Scott, good morning to you.
Good morning, Coleman. Good to be back.
You were here, about a month ago, I guess, a few days back, and we talked about prepaid funerals and this sort of thing, and I assume we're going to do that this morning. But Judd, it's been a while since you've been here. Catch us up on, of course, I hope that, and I should have mentioned this earlier, I guess, Sellers Funeral Home. When we think of Judd Sellers, we think of maybe several of them. You're a busy fella.
Yes, sir. Our last acquisition, or the last purchase we made, a good friend of mine up in Portland, a guy by the name of Britt Gilbert. Britt unexpectedly passed away, and his family contacted me. We'd had a business relationship with those guys, Gilbert Funeral Home up in Portland, for several years, and the family reached out to us, and we were able to strike a deal, and we own the place up there for about a month now. We've been doing a lot of renovations and getting it up to speed. So yeah, we're got 8 locations now. So every day, Scott can tell you, man, I'm on the run early to late, and it's what we do. It's all about relationships, and I think our family stands for that for sure. From my grandfather, and as I was coming in this morning, man, the studio looks great, and I was telling Scott that my grandfather had a radio broadcast here on Sunday morning and through the week. I can't remember, for several years, and I used to come out here as just a small boy from the time I was 7 or 8 years old, man. So when I walked in this morning, man, my mind went back. That's been like 40 years ago. But anyway, the place looks great. Y'all doing a lot of renovations out here as well. But it's good to be here this morning. And Scott, he's been with us for, I guess, what, Scott, a couple years? Yeah.
All right. Well, I think I lost my train of thought here for a moment. But anyway, Judd, you've been here a few times to talk about Sellers Funeral Home. And,
I have.
And I think Scott's visit last time was probably the first that I've had you on the radio with me, but we had quite a good conversation that day, and you're still doing the same thing, I take it.
We are, and I'll say this right off the bat. When we had the seminar in last month that I came here and spent some time with you to advertise that, it really was beneficial to be on the air, and we got some people who contacted us through those the time that we spent together in March. We had about 17 people come to our life planning seminar in Mount Juliet, and we were able to help 14 people sit down and make plans for the future and take care of their final expenses and final wishes. And so we have another life planning seminar coming up here in Lebanon, and I wanted to just talk a little bit about it and let you know a little bit about the details about that seminar, when it's going to be and where it's going to be, and share some thoughts about it as well.
All right. Well, when is it going to be?
It's going to be May the 10th, and that's going to be at 6 p.m. at the Las Compadre Mexican Restaurant here at 818 South Cumberland in Lebanon. And if you get there about 15 minutes early, you can go ahead and place your order for your meal that you want, and you can get seated. And like I said the last time, Coleman, it's not going to cost anybody who comes a thing. They're going to get a free meal, they're going to get some free information, and they're going to be sure to know that all the information that we have is out there for them to get, but no charge at all. They won't be charged anything that night at all.
All right. That is May the 10th. What day of the week is that?
That's a Tuesday, I believe. Tuesday,
right.
May the 10th.
Tuesday, May 10th, 6 p.m. And is that, you need to arrive a little before 6?
Well, they need to call us and make reservations. Right. And let me give you that phone number. It's 615-920-9420. And just give me a call and make reservations, and we will reserve a spot for you. And they can arrive about 15 minutes early. They can go ahead and place their order, and everything is taken care of that night. No tip, no meal, everything's free that night, and just a good night of fellowship and throwing some information out for everyone.
615-920-9420.
That's right.
All right. Well, what about this, Judd? I guess you appreciate the people coming out, and it's at least one way to get the job done.
It really is. We've had a lot of success with the seminars, and no pressure involved. Like Scott said, leave your checkbook at the house. It's just a time that we can give information to people that's interested. And it's when families come in to do this, it's such a great service because if there's multiple children involved, it just sort of like when the person finally passes, it really just, it's the closure and having those final decisions made. It's like it really puts a lot of uncertainty to rest. And we families come in every day when somebody passed away after they've prearranged, and they're like, man, we are so glad that mom or dad did this. It just puts a lot of, questions that we don't have to answer to rest. And really, when it comes to that, all the children do at that time is just figure out days and times on when they want to do the service or the visitation.
Yeah. So, well, Scott, what's one of the first questions that you're asked from most people when they start thinking about this?
I think the biggest question and the most popular question I get is the cost really guaranteed? They always hear that. Hey, if you do this, it guarantees the cost. And they really want to know that. And we explain to them right up on the very, very front end, when you make the decision to pre-plan and pre-arrange for your final wishes and for your funeral services, that is whatever cost it is that day is what it's going to be the day you pass away for you. And so we're not going to ask them to, hey, prices have gone up, you need to pay a little extra. That cost is guaranteed the day that they make these plans. And really, I try to tell people when you come in and talk with us, I know death is not the most fun subject to talk about, but what we're doing is really giving peace of mind and some happy life to people who are still alive and still making plans and still living. So it's not a negative thing to come in and talk about it. It's really more of a give me some peace of mind and give me some good life now in my middle age or later years in life so that I don't have to worry about this. And, for me, it's a joy to see people come in and make these plans. And then as now I've gotten the process of taking care of funerals and preaching services for families who I wrote a year ago and seeing how much less stress is on them because everything was taken care of before all this took place. So it's.
And I guess we should point out here that you had experience doing this, so you're not a newcomer.
Exactly.
You know what to plan for, the questions to ask, the things to get planned.
Correct. And people can plan as little as they want, or they can plan everything down to the paying the minister, picking out the flowers, everything, or they can just come in and say, hey, I just want to cover the basic basis. I'm going to let my family take care of the balance if they want to, or whatever else is left. So they can truly do everything. And I tell everybody I meet with, when you walk out of here, I want you to leave saying, I did exactly what I wanted to do today. And that's whatever they choose to do, we're going to do it. And I say this, Sellers, it's a funeral home, and that's not the most happiest place to come and hang out. But the staff and the people there, we enjoy life and we have fun with, the office and being there and spending time together. And we want the people to see that it's a positive place. And so when they come in and pre-plan, they see a positive light. And then when time comes that they need it, they realize, hey, these people here do care.
All right, we need to take a break. We have Scott Moore and Judge Sellers with us this morning on Coleman & Company, FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to our friends at Absolute Kubota, Red Max, Complete Inventory, Weed Eaters, Blowers, Hedge Trimmers for the commercial user and homeowner with up to a 4-year warranty. 1506 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. T-Dot's behind a stalled truck northbound on Briley Parkway over here at the Cumberland River Bridge. It's got traffic a little bit slow. It's sluggish down through here on 65 South at Trinity Lane. Heavy traffic right on schedule 24 up through the Hickory Hollow area. Coming in from Rutherford County, some radar through Kingston Springs this morning on I-40. Give yourself extra time. Gatlinburg Wine Cellar is home of the world-famous cotton candy wine. Check them out at GatlinburgWineCellar.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
This is Bob McDonald with Cedarstone Bank. For 17 years now, we've been serving our communities in Lebanon, Mount Juliet, and Donaldson. We can serve you in the way that best fits your needs. We have all the banking technology, we have beautiful buildings, but more importantly, we have great people. On behalf of our board of directors, I thank you for banking with us. If you don't currently bank with us, please come by and visit us in any of our locations. It would be our pleasure to talk with you about how simple banking is simply better.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
A.G. & Johnson Realty and Auction, community trusted since 1977, is a proud sponsor of WANT's live election returns. Thank you for voting A.G. & Johnson Best Auction Company and Best Real Estate Firm in Wilson County. Remember, it's your voice, your vote. Find us at agandjohnson.com or Facebook, A.G. & Johnson.
It's time for a change in Wilson County. I'm Philip Warren, and I'm running for county mayor to provide a fresh perspective, proactive ideas, and lead with integrity. I believe in term limits from the courthouse to Congress. After 12 years, it's time for new leadership. I will lead as mayor as I've led in the past, with a focused vision and the goal of making government serve the citizens of Wilson County. Proven Republican, proven leadership. I'm Philip Warren, and I approve this message.
This is Coleman Walker inviting you to join Judge Barry Tatum and me for live election coverage starting when the polls close at 7 p.m. on May 3rd. Brought to you by A.G. & Johnson Realty and Auction, Burdine Supply, Designer Carpets, Hartlow Funeral Chapel, Powell & Meadows Insurance, Steve Mull Plumbing, and the Wilson Post. Early voting is now through April 28th. Join us for live election coverage of the primary election returns May 3rd starting at 7 p.m. on WANT-FM 98.9 and WCOR-AM 1490.
Now's the time to get a great deal on Kubota construction equipment, featuring durable Kubota engines, more comfort, more productivity, more get it done right. The Kubota construction lineup shows up ready to work every day. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 48 months, now through June 30th. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for more details.
Absolute Kubota, 1506 West Main in Lebanon.
Coleman and Company here on this Wednesday morning. Thanks for joining us. And again, we welcome Scott Moore and Judd Sellers from Sellers Funeral Home. Judd, Scott was saying during the break here, you've been still longer this morning than he's seen you in a long time. You are a busy fella.
I'm a pretty high energy person, man. It's hard for me to sit still, but I was telling you guys a while ago, like we've got 4 locations in Sumner County now, so we got a visitation starting over there today, so my mind is sort of halfway in Sumner County. My body's in Wilson County, so I've got a lot going on. But God's been good to us, and everything we do is about relationships. And like Scott said earlier, when folks come to the funeral home, Scott's doing an incredible job. He's a good Christian man, and families, like he said, when families come in, that's one thing that over the years I've heard from many people, that when they come to Sellers Funeral Home or one of our locations, it's just not, strictly business. We get to know the family. We make that connection and make that relationship before we ever even approach the business part of that. And Scott is like, he's right there with us on that. He's part of our family, and we're very, very blessed to have Scott. And, I recommend that you do give him a call and try to come to one of his seminars, because he does a great job with it.
Well, let me ask this from a funeral home standpoint, and from your side of it. If something is already paid for, pre-planned, all of this, does that work? Is easier for you, really? If that's
absolutely. It's easier for both, from the family to the funeral home, because when they come in, it's like we're not having to sit there for another hour trying to get information that if they've prearranged it, we've already got that in the file. So absolutely, it's easier for both parties at that time to open the file and all the information's there, and the family's like, hey, usually it's like an hour and a half to make arrangements if something's not prearranged. They come in when it's prearranged, you're looking at 30 minutes to finalize everything, if that. So yeah, it's definitely it's a benefit to both sides.
When a person comes and pre-plans with us, we get a file together for them, and it's there and kept at the funeral home. So at the time of death or at the time of need, when that phone call comes to us, hey, my loved one just passed away, once we pull that file, we know through the time I've spent with them or through the time that we spent earlier, we know what they want, how they want it, and it's really does takes a lot of stress off everybody.
Well, Scott, I'm not sure we've talked about this before, but it just occurred to me as you're mentioning this here that maybe somebody pre-plans and you've got it pretty much all down on paper, and then 6 months down the road they change their mind about a thing or two. Maybe it's a minor detail, maybe it's something a little more major. How does that work?
They can do that. The contracts and the paperwork that we draft up is a legal document saying that this money is irrevocable. It cannot be used for anything except burial. Now, if a person says, I want a traditional burial and I want to do this kind of service and gives me A, B, and C to follow, in 6, 7, 9 months, a year down the road, they come back and say, things have changed. I want to do it different. The policy is still going to be intact. The money's still there. They can make a change, do whatever they want. It's not legal and binding, whereas they can't change it, but they have that money guaranteed. Every bit of money they've put in it is there. Now, if they choose to do something that's more expensive than what they first selected, they would pay the difference for that. But if they cut back and do something less, It's perfectly fine, and anything that's left over is from the policy will be given back to that beneficiary.
All right, I think we want to mention again, to let everybody be reminded of your seminar. Is that what you're calling this?
It's a life planning seminar, and all we do is just give them information, and it's on May the 10th, and that's at Las Compadres Restaurant, Mexican restaurant here in Lebanon, and that's at 818 South Cumberland. It's going to start at 6 p.m., and we ask you to be there about 15 minutes early so you can go ahead and place your order, but you need to make your reservations to be there, and so just give me a call at 615-920-9420. Just let me know, hey, this is so-and-so, and I want to come to your planning seminar. We'll make a spot for you and look forward to seeing you there.
When you have these seminars, I would imagine there's quite a bit of discussion, or at least a considerable amount, as to cremation or traditional burial as we've known in the past. Do you get into that a lot?
I really do. A lot of people ask, hey, I want to do this, but I've never known the other options. What are the other options? And most people know traditional burial is basically a visitation, a chapel service. They're taken to a cemetery and laid to rest. Cremation takes place. There's a lot of different options there. People can just do direct cremation where it's just one, cremation, and then the cremains are given back to the family. They can do a cremation with a viewing, and that's pretty much a traditional burial service, visitation, chapel. They have the viewing, everything there in the chapel, and then afterwards the minister has the prayer, and then the cremation takes place then, and they can do cremation with a viewing. They can do a memorial service, a celebration of life. They can do all kinds of choices, and we explain to them the different options and the different ways it's broken down into price, and we give them a pricing guide when they come. We give them information, and we just let them know there's a guarantee in life, and we're all not going to make it the whole. We're going to pass one day, and that's okay. And whenever that day comes, we want to be prepared, and that's what we try to tell them, is just to make plans.
I'd like to insert something what Scott was talking about with the whole cremation package. Of course, Wilson County's growing like crazy. Got a lot of folks moving in from out west or up north, and cremation's more prevalent. They do more of that, but it's like a lot of our families, I'd say probably, Coleman, 50% of our families are doing the traditional viewing package before we do the cremation. And every family after we do that, they're like, we're so glad. And I tell families with cremation, if you're going that direction for disposition, make sure your family gets the closure they need. In the traditional package, it's a fraction of what a traditional grave burial costs, as far as the grave service or the burial service. But it's actually, the closure is really a nice way to, have the service.
Well, again, I think people need to know, if they don't are not familiar with you, Scott, you I got to say, you talk a good game. You seem to be very informed. How long you've been doing this? For some time, I take it.
I was in the ministry for about 10 years and dealt with grief and helping with people in that regard. And then about 2 years ago, I got in with Judd and made a career change myself. And 2 years ago, went full time. Got my license with the state of Tennessee to sell pre-need and pre-burial policies. I work solely with Sellers Funeral Home, and Judd, like he's mentioned, he's got plenty, and so we stay busy with Sellers and working just with Sellers Funeral Home. And I don't know everything, and if the person asks me a question that I don't have the answer to, I'm not going to bluff my way through it. I'm going to tell them, it's a great question, I don't have the answer, let me get it, and we'll get you the answer.
All right, your seminar is going to be on Tuesday, May 10th, 6
Correct.
p.m., Los Compadres, and you need to call this number to make your reservation to be there. Now, I'm sure you've got plenty of room, but there is a limit if the whole world can't come.
Well, I'll tell you what, Coleman, if we get to that limit, I'll plan another meal for them. We'll have breakfast, lunch, and supper if we need to, but just tell them to give me a call.
615-920-9420.
That's correct.
How you'll have your meal and your discussion begins. How long does this usually last?
It'll last about 45 minutes, and what we do is we have a gentleman that shares a story, a life story that he's had, and he shares how losing a loved one was going through it without the pre-planning, and then he shares how he lost a loved one with the pre-planning and shows the difference in how it was. And then after that, it's just basically they enjoy their meal. We walk around and ask them, do they have any questions? And at that time, we ask them, hey, would you like to come and talk with me individually, just one-on-one, here at the funeral home, at the office, at your home, wherever is good for you, and we meet with them. And that's when we get to be more direct and more personal with each family.
Well, I take it that when people understand the prepaid, having all of this done, that your selling job is pretty much over at that point.
I'll say this, when they walk in Sellers Funeral Home, my selling job's done because they see what it is and they see how warm and inviting it is. They know they're going to have to use the facility eventually, and so they know if I can just go ahead and get everything taken care of, it's a big benefit. So I don't have to do much selling. I tell people I feel like I've retired and just go and help people every day, and that's a great way to live your life, to help people.
We've got less than a minute, but Judge Sellers, you can have last word this morning if you'd like.
I appreciate that, Coleman. And what Scott just said, I really, truly appreciate that. I think our facilities, people know that we work hard to keep them, first class, and you walk in, it has a different feel from any other location that you'll go to anywhere around. But we're very proud. Like you said a while ago, Scott is very polished. He's a real person, and he loves people, and he's a perfect fit for our team. And we take care of a lot of families now that we have 8 locations. Last year, we took care of probably close to 1,200 families. That's a lot of families. The average funeral home is probably 100, 150 families a year, so we took care of nearly 1,200 last year. It's very busy for us, but we're very blessed, and we love our families and thank our families for allowing us to take care of them. And I think, as the years roll, down through the time, I think we'll continue to take care of more and more families. But it's not me, it's we. And I have a great team from Scott to all my office managers. We just have a really good thing at Sellers Funeral Home, and we appreciate our families and are proud to be part of the community.
We're glad to have you here again. That phone number again is 615-920-9420 for Tuesday, May 10th, 6 p.m. Los Compadres. Scott Moore, good to see you. Judge Sellers, good to have you.
Thanks for having us, Coleman.
And that is it for Wednesday, and until tomorrow, I wish you a wonderful day.